Hi everybody, welcome to a new tutorial on SynthScaper. In this video we are going to go through the explanation on how to use Oscillator Preset. So please make sure that you watch the previous tutorials, otherwise you might find difficult to follow up on some of the concepts. So in the previous video we introduced the management of scene, and we have seen how we can create an empty scene and set it like so. And we are presented therefore with a free oscillator, which oscillator number 1 and 3 are muted, and oscillator number 2 is muted with a generated sign as if you check here under oscillator, under the as a parameter for oscillator number 2. Okay, so you can of course implement or select different presets for oscillators. So let's start to have a look at this section on the left hand side. It's split into 3 blocks and they work in a similar way, but they reference different oscillator of course. So when you learned how to use one, you know how to use the others. So let's focus on oscillator number 2, which therefore is this block. So the top one, it says init. This is where you can select the preset for your oscillator, and I will explain that in a moment. Then you have a section on oscillator parameters, which I'll go through in the next video. A section for filters, which again I will cover in coming video. A section for arpeggiator sequencer, and also for keyboard settings, including modulation and velocity. And all of these sections are repeated for in the other blocks. But of course, when you click, for example, init in this middle block, you have oscillator 2, which is selected. When you click init at the top here, you have oscillator 1, which is selected. Of course, you can change oscillator like so, instead of just going to open, for example, if I want to change the preset for oscillator 3, I can do it from here, or I can of course click init down here, and for which I will have oscillator 3 already selected. So the blocks works the similar way, but it gives you, it's nice that they open up with the associated oscillator already pre-selected. So, okay, let's go inside the init for oscillator number 2, which is unmuted. So this works similar to the scene management we have seen in the previous video. So starting from the top, you can close the window. You have the preset title here with the name of what is selected, and you have the choice of selecting which oscillator you want to change the preset for. Then moving on the left hand side, you have the hotkeys. It works exactly in a similar way as the scene management. You can define them using the hotkey here button. But as you have seen in the scene management, you click on one and it will set, of course, that preset for that oscillator, in this case, oscillator number 2. Let's decrease the level. Let me show you that that has been selected. Okay, so let's go back inside that view. Of course, if that's not what you want, you can go through the different groups. Again, works similar way to scene management. You can go up the chain, clicking on group here or back, like so, and therefore you can go inside another groups, like for example pads, and choose another preset. Click on set, and that preset will be loaded in this case again for oscillator number 2. Of course, the beauty is that you can choose different presets for different oscillators, and that is where it becomes really interesting. And again, I can open it here and choose, for example, oscillator number 1, but I could have opened the clicking on init up here, same thing. So for oscillator number 1, let's choose a different pad, for example, the best for sequence here, and let's click on set. This oscillator was muted, but as soon as you set a preset, it will be unmuted, as you can see. And let's choose also another one for oscillator number 3. Again, let's choose, for example, another pad and set that again. And as you can see, and here, of course, you can start to build a very interesting configuration for your oscillators. And remember, you have set in for your space, so you can change the position in the space for the different oscillator, like so. And sometimes what is useful to do is I mute some of them and to hear what one sounds like in this case oscillator number 1. And I can change position, of course, in space, and then I can also change the volume here and the intensity. And then I like to listen to, for example, the next one. Decide if I want to decrease again the level. Then I mute that, and then I mute the third one, and again listen again. Okay, that sounds good like this, and then I'll mute all the other two and listen again. It's nice. It's like a nice new instrument with 3 oscillators, and I loaded 3 different presets for each oscillators. And of course, remember, you can set your space parameters here and your reflection as well, and you have setting for the reverb there as well. Okay, but back to the oscillator preset menu. You have the standard function as in scene management. You can set the preset, you can save it, you can create a new one based on the existing one, you can delete the one selected, rename it, you can copy and paste, and you can create also your hotkey, which works exactly in the similar way as per scene management. As you have seen in scene management, you have also an init preset, and there it is. I click on init and I click set now for oscillator number 2, and if I mute the other 2, you will find that I have again that generated sine waveform, which of course you can verify going inside the oscillator parameters here, and you will see that you have generated sine here. Okay, this is all for this video. In the next tutorial, we're going to go through this window, which you see open now, and explore how to change oscillator parameters. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much. Bye.